Hello everyone, my name is Megan Jasperson and I'm with Purdue Extension in Perry and Spencer counties. And today we're going to talk a little bit about the importance of staying clean by taking showers and taking baths. And we're going to start by reading a book called Maggie McNair Wears Stinky Underwear by Sheila Booth-Alberstadt, illustrated by Norris Hall. Oh, have you heard about Maggie McNair? The girl who had spiders that lived in her hair? She brushed out the knots to keep the spiders away, but stopped taking baths because she'd much rather play. Phew-wee, she smelled bad and looked like a mess. That is why the stink bugs liked her, I guess. Her mommy would shout, "Maggie, get in that tub!" She'd fill it with bubbles and tell her to scrub. You'd better wash those feet and in between your toes. Don't forget your hiney and I'll go wash your clothes. As soon as Mommy left, she would shut the bathroom door. Maggie played this little trick she learned when she was 4. She'd let out all the water and pretend to wash her hair. The only thing she liked to do was blow bubbles in the air. She didn't like her baths. They just weren't any fun. She'd rather play outside and get sweaty in the sun. Before she went to bed, she'd build a tent with one big sheet. You could only see her stinky toes on a pair of dirty feet. When Mommy tucked her in at night, she'd ask, "What's that smell?" But Maggie would pretend to sleep so she wouldn't have to tell. While Maggie snoozes through the night with stink bugs everywhere, they have a party in her room and tie knots throughout her hair. In the morning when she wakes, she runs out her back door. She'll eat her breakfast in a fort, and then she'll go explore. She'll hang some lizards from her ears, even if they bite. She'll find a beetle, tie some thread, and fly it like a kite. And then one day in August, Maggie started school. All the kids made fun of her and said she was not cool. They called her awful names like Miss Stinky Underwear. They teased her all day long and blew spitballs in her hair. Poor little Maggie McNair went home crying that same day, then told her mommy she had fibbed in a very sneaky way. I haven't washed my hiney or scrubbed my stinky toes. I never wash my feet. I just wipe my face and nose. A tub that's full of bubbles just isn't any fun. I'd let out all the water and pretend that I was done. Then Mommy looked at Maggie straight into her eyes, put her hands upon her hips and told her, "No more lies. How about a shower instead? Does that sound pretty neat? Pretend that it is raining and stomp puddles with your feet." Maggie smiled real big as her clothes flew everywhere. She jumped into the shower and the stink bugs gasped for air. She washed her body and her hair. She scrubbed off all the dirt while Maggie's mom washed and dried her most favorite daisy shirt. When the water turned ice cold and her goosebumps all popped out, Maggie McNair was squeaky clean, her mommy had no doubt. All the stink bugs disappeared, down the drain they swam away. They won't come back, this I know, if she showers every day. When Maggie McNair went back to school, the kids were all polite. She smelled real nice, her hair was brushed, and her clothes were clean and bright. So you better wash your hiney, your feet, and all your toes. And if you don't, can you guess what might be hiding in your clothes? The end. We can learn a lot of good lessons from the book Maggie McNair Wears Stinky Underwear. First and foremost, I want to say it was not okay for her classmates to make fun of her. It's never okay to make fun of anybody for any reason, and we should always be treating everybody with kindness all the time. But I do think Maggie learned some important lessons through the book. Primarily that it's really important to make sure that you're taking a bath or a shower at least every other night, if not every night, or morning. You could bathe or shower in the morning as well. But when you are doing that, make sure that you're using shampoo for your hair to keep your hair nice and clean, and then using soap on all of the rest of your body and scrubbing until you feel really clean. That will help us stay healthy, and that will help us not be stinky like Maggie was. Next, we're going to jump into a quick experiment to demonstrate how germs spread and where they live and why it's so important to take showers or baths on a regular basis. For our experiment, you'll only need a few things. You'll need a plate of some sort. It can be paper or some other kind of plate. You'll need some flour. This is about 1/4 cup of flour, and your flour is actually going to represent germs. And then you'll need some toys that are easy to clean off, such as some Duplos or other Lego type toys or something else that is plastic. And this is a great experiment to do outside because it will get messy. So let's take it outside. Okay, to get started, all you're going to do is take your flour and dump it on your plate. Remember, this represents germs, so you're just going to spread that out a little bit so it's nice and flat on your plate. And then what you're going to do is take your hands and just lay them in that flour so you get a pretty good coating of germs on your hands. And then you can touch different parts of your body, or you can touch some of your playthings and just watch how those germs transfer from one thing to the next. Look at this. Germs on my arm, germs on my toys, germs on my Duplos. They're all over, right? And this is exactly what happens to germs on our bodies. We touch things and pick up germs from different places, and then we touch our face and the rest of our body, and the germs spread all over, which is why it's so important at the end of the day to make sure that you're taking a shower or a bath to be clean for the next day. Wash up.